Hi guys, it's Kaychak. It came to me that I have never done a mailbox opening and all the gold making content creators seem to do these one way or another at some point. I thought, seeing as I managed to get control of the Crafters Market on Drain.eu, this would be a great opportunity for me to do a mailbox opening as well as showcase what actually happens when you do manage to win the race, be server first, and be the first one to get the Crafters Marks on your server. I was far from the region-wide first. There were many servers that had stuff up in the auction houses well before me. In some of my other videos, I've shown TSN graphs, given numbers, etc., but there is nothing like seeing someone empty their mailbox firsthand. For those of you who do not know how I've managed to get all this gold in a very short amount of time, I'm not going to go through it all here. I have linked the video in the description below telling you how I did this that I released before 9.2, and if you didn't know about it, maybe you should have been subscribed to keep yourself updated with all the latest gold making news. I have some bank characters on standby as I have a feeling this is going to be over gold cap and I won't be able to empty the mailbox anymore once I hit that. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will probably notice I do have a small amount of gold in my backpack already. Basically, I clicked the wrong button on my mailbox one time and started looting gold, but it is a relatively small amount and you just have to trust me that it did all come from these sales. So, how much of this is actually profit? Well, the materials cost for the majority of what I'm selling is very low, especially when you consider how much I'm actually selling these for. It's a very low percentage of the end sales value. In most cases, it's in the region of hundreds of golds for the basic item. The only exception is the cost of the Prog Essentia for the Crafter's Mark, and I average paying around 5 to 6k for these. I was actually quite nervous about the amount of Prog Essentia I bought as I transferred them in from other servers to keep the price low. The lowest cost Prog Essentia in the EU comes from the Russian servers, so that's what I did. I mostly stole them from there. The majority of the total gold from this comes from the sales when I had no competition and was selling at 100,000 gold each. This means that the total profit from this is somewhere between 90 and 95% of what you are seeing here. So this is very different from getting legendary sales with similar numbers, as the amount of profit is much higher. As a side note, this is not all the gold. I did some custom orders for people that I did face-to-face trading for. I wasn't going to craft them a custom order then throw it on the auction house just to make my mailbox opening look better. It's just too clunky. So we did face-to-face trading and I think I made about another 1.5 million gold on that, and that's all sat on my crafter. In addition to that, I do still have some stock to sell, but I wanted to get this video out and the prices have dropped so much at this point it's probably not going to make a huge difference to the end total. So what was the gold per hour like? Those of you who follow me on Twitter will have seen this screenshot already. At this point, I was making around 30 sales at 100k each an hour. As we've already seen, the vast majority of this is profit, so this will have been close to 3 million gold profit an hour. The funny thing is, this was not even the peak. At this point, I'd barely touched any profession besides dual crafting. You can see here, there's a bit of leather working in there, but it is 90% dual crafting at this point. When I started changing professions and crafting all the Crafter's Mark gear from every profession, things just went absolutely crazy. I was insanely busy. I just completely stopped responding to messages I was getting and I just spamming leveling other professions and mass crafting. I didn't screenshot anything at this point as I was just pushing to get as many sales as I could, but I think I counted 44 or 46 or something as my top one. So yes, at one point I was making around 4 million gold profit an hour. So what an outstanding success then, yes? Well, it's all about your viewpoint. I don't want to just showcase my success, but also highlight my failures as well. This obviously looks amazing. Peaking at 4 million gold profit an hour is absolutely insane, but there is more going on here. This is not a complaint. I'm very happy with results, like I said. I just want to put things in perspective. For example, I was doing the reputation race on 4 characters on 4 different servers, but I only won the race on 1. I made 180 million gold from Crafter's Marks in 9.1. I didn't even get close to that this time around. So why was there so much more competition this time around? Why was it so much less profitable than 9.1? And more importantly, why did the vast majority of you get screwed over with the reputation grind this time around? I don't think my video that showed people that they could earn multiple gold caps just from getting a reputation first helps when it comes to promoting the competition, and this video is probably only going to do the same next time around. People knew you could, of course, make some decent gold from it, but I don't think anyone had really showcased earning over 100 million gold in 4 days before. Those numbers are just absolute madness. At the end of the day, Blizzard screwed the majority of us with the reputation changes. They nerfed the reputation from rares, which means min-maxing had much less of an effect, and then they front-loaded the reputation so you barely get any reputation throughout the week, and then got insane amounts on reset day. They made it basically extremely difficult to get honoured before reset day, and then they made it so basically everyone got honoured as soon as those weeklies came up again, so the market was always going to die very, very quickly as soon as that weekly reset came around. Basically, if you couldn't get honoured before reset day, then you got screwed over, and I didn't manage to get honoured before reset day on 75% of my characters that I were trying to with. So I ended up with around 34 million gold on this mailbox opening, and as I said, a little bit more on my crafter. This is easily above 30 million gold profit in 24 hours. I did have a few sales outside of the first 24 hours, but the amounts were relatively small. All pretty good stuff. How did your reputation grind go then? Did you get it before reset? And if not, have you managed to get some good sales even after reset? Thanks for taking the time to watch, guys. If you can hit like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff really helps me out. And there's some more videos popping up on screen for you just now.